Okay, so I'm gonna do my presentation a little bit differently. We did have our capital campaign at church, and I presented to our church board last month our lead and lag measures for that. But and right now, other than that, we don't have any wigs going on in our church, and that's by design because we just want to focus on the one wig of the capital campaign. So rather than trying to recreate that meeting, I thought what I would do in this video is break down my lead and lag measures and my scoreboard and the specific steps that I need to take to launch my coaching business. So this exercise has been helpful for me to think through exactly what I need to do to achieve my goals with that. So first I'll start out by saying that this is Ally Coaching. Ally Coaching. I've launched erikbuhl.com, ERIKBUHL.com, and that's a website I'm developing right now. I'm toying with the idea of also going with this name, Ally Coaching, for branding. I've gotten good feedback from people I've coached before. They like that title. So I'm a little bit undecided right now if I'm going to go with Erik Buhl as my lead. As far as how I present things, or with Ally Coaching. But for now, we're going to assume it's Ally Coaching, and my goal by March 1st is to have 4 group coaching sessions up and running every week. So March 1st, of 2024, that gives me July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So that gives me 8 months to achieve this goal. The scoreboard, the lag measure, is going to be, as I mentioned, 4 sessions per week. Those will be 90-minute group coaching sessions, and there's going to be 4 pastors in each group. So with 4 pastors and 4 sessions each week, that means that I need to be coaching 16 pastors per week. So there's my 16 number right there. Now the coaching program I'm putting together is for pastors to coach twice a month. So that means that if I'm going to fulfill this program, fill it out, that I need to have a total of 32 pastors get on board with the group coaching. So I need 32 pastors who are each going to be coached twice a month. I'm going to be charging $100 an hour per pastor. And so the revenue goal for Ally Coaching 8 months from now is to have this 32 number times 2, so that would be $6,400 a month that I'm hoping to generate in income. So that's my revenue goal. 4 sessions with 4 pastors, meeting twice a month. So I need to recruit a total of 32 pastors. I'll be coaching 16 per week, and then at $100 per participant per hour, that comes out to $6,400 a month. Those are my lag measures. Now when it comes to my lead measures, the things that I need to do to make this happen, I think that it's going to be appealing. I think the offer I make to pastors is going to be appealing. I think a lot of pastors are going to want to do this. So if I need to recruit a total of 32 pastors, I'm going to be optimistic and assume about a 20% hit rate in terms of pastors that I can ultimately sign up for the program, because pastors need it for one thing. The group coaching format gives instant community and shared experience. encouragement, but also for each pastor, I'm only asking for an outlay of $200 a month. So I think that's pretty reasonable. I know for me, I would gladly pay $200 a month to have this group coaching experience. So I'm going to be optimistic and say that I need to talk to 150 pastors. So if I break that down over 8 months, that means that I need to be speaking with 20 pastors a month, or 5 per week. So I need to talk with 20 pastors a month, and that comes down to 5 per week. That comes to 1 pastor a day. And the turnaround is all working through a referral system. So that means that every single day, starting on July 1st, every single work day, I need to ask one person if they will contact their pastor and get their permission for me to reach out to them with a survey. So one person, I need to be asking them for a referral to a pastor that I can contact, and then I need to be contacting 1 pastor a day. Now I realize that not every single person I ask will be able to refer a pastor to me, but I do have a vast network of people I know after 20 years in ministry, of friends and relatives, extended family, people I just know out there in the church world who have pastors. So although I'm not going to get a 100% hit rate on this with people referring, I'm going to assume about an 80 to 90% hit rate. I mean, I've asked a number of people to do this for me, and nobody's turned me down yet. And so far, everyone's been able to get me a referral to a pastor that they know, and receive that pastor's permission for me to contact them. So I need to, starting July 1, I'm going to have a nice base of referrals of pastors I can contact. That first month will be set, ready to go. So in that July, with that pipeline going, I need to contact 1 pastor every day, but I also need to contact 1 person every day so I can reset the pipeline for August. And so the goal being, if I can do this 5 times a week, and granted I'm going to have to do it a little more on this end, because it's not going to be 100% hit rate with people referring, but let's say it's a high hit rate, 80-90%. I can essentially contact 1 person, maybe 1.2 people a day, and then talk to 1 pastor a day about the program. The way that's going to work is I'll initially contact the pastor for a conversation about what pastors need, and then I'll circle back around and contact that pastor again for the follow-up, sharing the survey results with them, and then seeing if they would like to sign up for the group coaching that can solve the problems that they've indicated that they have. So 1 person, 1 pastor, and as this gets moving, it's going to be 1 a coaching session per week, then 2 per week, then 3 per week, and that'll gradually ramp up. But even if I can start in August with launching just 1 group a week, I believe that over the next 6 months I can get to my goal. The one thing I'm going to have to think through is that I'm not only having to contact 1 pastor a day, I'm also having to contact another pastor. So as I give this presentation, this is good for me, because what I'm seeing as I really nail down the lead measures is I'm also going to have to contact 1 pastor a day with survey results. So that means I'm going to have to block out 2 hours a day to make this happen. So what I'm going to do to battle the whirlwind is I have my full focus planner that I ordered for Michael Hyatt. I've been using it for a couple weeks now. I'm committed that 2 of my big 3 will be related to my business every single day. And my idea is that I'm going to work as a pastor from 7 o'clock in the morning until 1, and that works for me because I can set my own schedule. and I'll work on my business from 1 to 3, and then from 3 to 4:30, I'll wrap back around as a pastor and take care of anything I need to in terms of phone calls or reaching out to people or emails to wrap up the day. So this has been a great exercise for me to really think through what I need to do to get this launched and up and running. I am going to, in the next week, follow up with 3 pastors who've given me permission to contact them. I'm going to contact 3 pastors that I've previously coached for referrals so they can give me other pastors to contact, as well as talking with them directly about group coaching. I need to continue to develop my curriculum so that when we launch the groups in August, that I've got a curriculum ready to go for at least the first 2 sessions. And I've already got lots of ideas for what that could be based on character structure. Probably connection and boundaries would be the place to start with pastors, I believe, for what we're facing right now. I need to keep working on my website, and I have to remind people that I've contacted to speak with their pastors so they can get that extra nudge going. So even as I think that through, I'll be reaching out to 1 new person a day. I might be giving another nudge per day to a previous person I've contacted. So as I look at this is actually pretty ambitious for me. It's going to require a lot of discipline, and quite frankly, I don't know if this is doable in 2 hours a day, given the nature of how long some of these conversations might be. But I can adjust as I go. Even if it took me 12 months instead of 8 months to get this revenue stream in place and to get this pipeline going of pastors, I would be content with that. But for now, my goal is 8 months from now to be coaching 32 pastors twice a month. And the only thing that, as I've given this presentation, that I'm really having to drill down on now a little bit more is what is this 2-hour window going to look like as I contact somebody to talk to a pastor, give a nudge to a previous person I've talked to, reach out to a pastor with the survey where we can have a conversation about what their needs are in terms of where they're at in their church and what would be helpful to them, as well as then circling back to a pastor I've talked to previously with the results. So even as I give the presentation, it's good for me because I'm seeing this is pretty ambitious, and it's probably going to be worth re-examining this depending on how my emotional energy is, my spiritual energy in doing this as I still maintain my full-time job as a pastor. So this is my goal. These are my lead and leg measures, and that's what I'm going to get doing next week. Thank you for listening to this. I appreciate it. As mentioned, I did give the presentation to our session about lead and leg measures in regards to our capital campaign. I did that, but instead of recreating that, I just decided I would do this to help me clarify what I need to do for my business. It's been a great exercise. Thank you.